I'm going to ask if you believe, and everyone that's listening, he has mastered the English language. Beautiful.
Yeah, fantastic voice.
Something you don't know. I'm going to let it out of the bag. Pat's going to hit me most likely. Pat was not born in America.
Born in Italy, yeah.
God
Whereabouts,
bless
Pat?
you. Where?
Yeah. Sulmona, which...
Now, that's south of Rome?
Sulmona, well, if you picture Rome as New York,
Yes, I know.
Sulmona would be Cherry Hill.
Cherry Hill. So very close.
Yeah, about 90 miles south of Rome.
Well, we stayed in Rome for
Southeast.
my honeymoon.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, we loved it. We didn't want to come back. And everybody was on the cell phones before the cell phone craze hit
Yeah.
here.
Oh, they're always, yeah.
They're always 2 years
In,
ahead.
in Europe and actually in most of your other countries in the world, they were cell phoning long before. We still had the big box you had to carry around like
Remember
a
that?
suitcase.
Yeah.
The card phones.
They had the little phones.
They had them.
China, Japan, and
Yes.
so forth.
And we were amazed. My wife said, I wonder if it's going to get that big in the USA. By the time we came back, it caught on.
Interesting story along the cell phone lines. I had the pleasure of doing games broadcasts from other parts of the world. I probably never would have gone there if it hadn't been for broadcasting.
Right.
Well, we did 5 basketball games from China, live from China. So in order to make the arrangements before going over, I said, all right, now we need a telephone installed at each location. We did our first game was in Shanghai, the next one in Canton, in Foshan, and in Beijing. Different venues, all like Wachovia Center type venues. So making arrangements in advance, this is what we need. And they would say, no problem, no problem. And I got the feeling that there was a problem, even because they were anything I asked for, they said, no problem, no problem. So I faxed them pictures of what we needed. We needed an input, regular input in the wall to be able to plug in our mixer as a radio kind of a thing, a telephone situation. And when I finally get there, they have a hard-wired telephone that an operator would use, for a telephone thing in the building.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway, I finally convinced him that we can't use that. And he said, oh, we have cell phones. We can put a phone anywhere you want it, cell phones. And this is back in 19...
So they were that advanced?
Oh, far, far advanced, yeah. In the end of the 80s, early 90s, as a matter of fact.
Pat, where...
I was going to say that I myself am getting sick of the cell phone. I call it the electronic leash. Yeah. But you can't deny it. When they cut your service, you're
done.
lost without it.
Yeah. Where would a young person today, give me this... Every young person that walks up to us at the diner last night, where would a young person get started today if they didn't go to these, I hate to tell you, the schools that really don't teach anything?
No. Well, I've recommended 2 things. Number one, today, because of the circumstances, it would be good to go to college. Get yourself an education so that in the event something doesn't happen the way you want it,
you can fall back.
You have something to fall back on. My dad always used to say that, it's nice you're doing this, but why don't you get a real job?
Yeah.
And then do this, as fun. And he never could understand how you could make a living, let alone, a good living in this business.
Well, I was so humiliated. Dick Clark came to my 16th birthday party. He lived in Drexel Hill at Drexelbrook. So he was close by, and he stopped coming over on Saturday afternoon. Lo and behold, my father was home. And he says, Dick, I don't know why Ron is wasting his time on your show. Was I embarrassed? I said, Dick, don't mind him. He's had a couple drinks.
But a lot of people didn't realize, that you could make a living. It's like being a singer, it's awfully difficult to get into the field, awfully difficult to succeed in the field. So they were concerned about you, like my father and mother concerned about me, that can I make a living?
Well, my dad, my granddad were humble barbers.
Yeah.
That's all they were, barbers.
But they made a great living.
That's right. They supported us, and we lived from South Philadelphia out to Drexel Hill to Springfield, so we never really suffered. But they had to work, and they said, we don't want you to work as hard. They wanted me to go to college. I went in the first year and then wound up quitting because I got a big job offer, And